What's up, fam squad? So, okay, in today's decennial tutorial, we will be constructing an automatic AFK-able melon / pumpkin farm. The design is pretty simple, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, so what you're going to start off doing is by building 2 pieces of dirt. Don't start off with the rails if you see, in the video, because that'll just confuse you. Don't do that. And you're going to take this dirt, and these 2 here are going to be your farmland. And so right now I'm just going to start with just 5 right here. It doesn't necessarily matter. And then these little offshoots you have are where the melons and pumpkins are going to grow. And so from these, you're going to place pistons facing inward towards them, like this. And then right above this dirt, you're going to place observers facing up, like that, with a little happy face facing below, on the bottom. And then you're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. And this entire build is symmetrical. So whatever you do on one side, do the same thing on the other. And then on top of this observer, you're going to put a building block. I'm using iron because iron is pretty, don't judge me. And then on top of that block, you're going to put redstone dust. And then you're going to do the same thing over here, right adjacent to the pistons. Repeat this on the other side, like so. And then now what you're going to do, you can choose either side, doesn't necessarily matter, but you're going to add the water. And you can do this before you put the pistons, it's easier, but I didn't do that because I forgot. And now I'm going to make life hard. Here we go. So now that you've added water, what you're going to do is extend this out 15 blocks, because each module is from here, this block right here, to there. The orange block is 15 blocks, and from that orange block all the way to here is 15 blocks as well. And so that's 29 blocks. And so each module, I guess, is technically 29 blocks. I didn't really keep track of that, because all you need to know is it's from here to here is 15, and from here to here is 15. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then you're going to fill this in with dirt. Like that. And then you're just going to repeat this exact pattern all the way down. Alright, so now that you have this whole thing built, it's from here to here is 15 for each end. You're going to take a sticky piston and go on either end, doesn't really matter. Just keep in mind that whatever end you put it on, that's the end you're probably going to be extending it outwards, because this can go in any direction infinitely, except for that direction. Otherwise you have to rotate it. And so you can put a sticky piston facing outwards with a block of redstone, and immediately it should be pushed outwards. And you repeat it on the other side, like so. And then what you're going to do is from this sticky piston, you're going to build out 14 blocks, because this counts as 15 right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And the reason that this is 15 is because the range for redstone, a redstone signal that is 15 blocks. And so I'll demonstrate that for you real quick. And so if you put up a redstone block right here, it should power that piston. But if you go 1 block out, it will not power that piston. That will come very important as you start expanding this outwards. If you just do 1 module, it doesn't really matter, as long as you just don't go further out, otherwise it won't reach it. But as you start having multiple modules, it starts to matter. And that actually, this one here showcases a little buffer I made in case you don't feel like counting 15 blocks. And so what we're going to do is just going to do the exact same thing. Fill this in all the way. So now that you have this done, what you're going to do is do it all over again. I know it's very, very tedious when it comes to this, because this thing can be super large. And so you're going to count from this block here 15 blocks out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then right here, I'm gonna go ahead and just put piston down, redstone, observer, block, and here. And this is where you're gonna put your second piston on this line, that is. And that is because, once again, I'll demonstrate the 15 block thing. So you have redstone going all the way out to here. And let's say one of these pistons extends because a melon grows right here. You're going to see that this is going to extend outwards and it'll power that piston, but it won't power this piston, which is good because then everything will power and melon will be picked. I guess if that's the right terminology. And then same thing over here. It'll activate this, but won't activate that. And so if we go to the limit, which I believe is right here. Yep. It is activating this piston here, but is not activating that piston. See, it's at the very edge, the 15 block limit. And then same thing for this, it activates that, does not activate that. 1 block away from each other. However, if you were to have a piston that is within that range, then chaos ensues, because this piston is now powering a piston over here, which then powers an observer, which powers that, and it goes in a loop and over and over and over and over and over again. That's why you have this block here. Same thing if you were to just put this 1 block closer, it'll repeat. Compared to this right here. Now, if you're afraid of doing this whole thing and messing up, one easy fix you can do is just get rid of one of these modules. Just disconnect the whole thing. You will lose, you know, one little section of farmland, but that's alright if you're too worried about this. But if you're not, if you counted correctly, you know it works because you tested it like I did, then feel free to just leave it as it is. And so, what I'm going to go ahead and do is finish this up here. Here I'm just adding a little wall right here. You don't need to add this if you want, but it's just to prevent any melons from flying over there. Now I made it 1 block too long. Shoot. Alright, now that I'm sure this is working, we can go ahead and add the rails. So the rails are a little bit complicated. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and add just a base layer of blocks right here. Alright, so now that you have a floor, or you already had a floor if you were smart and built it like on the ground, unlike me, you can go ahead and start placing in the rails. But first you gotta choose which side do you want to be the have the storage on it, so be the end essentially. Now you could do that, or you could do that. And that's really it. I'm gonna do that side as the storage. And so I'm gonna go ahead and grab myself some regular rails, place 2 of them down here, and then just go ham with them. And now you don't have to use powered rails the entire way. I would recommend it because hopper minecarts, that is, at least, whenever they fill up with more stuff, they go slower. Pretty sure they do. I don't care, I have infinite materials, so I can do whatever I want. Sue me. And so then you're gonna add another row. And no, I do not have an auto clicker, I just have really fast fingers. And then from here, you're gonna take this line, and this is where you're gonna have all the the stuff exit essentially. You're gonna have the hopper minecart leave into a storage unit or just sit there if you're, you know, lame. And then this is going to go up to here to the very edge of your build. Let me go ahead and add a glass wall so you can see better exactly what I mean. And then 2 regular rails side by side to form a little loop. And then I'll show you in better detail when we get to the end, which will be in like 30 seconds. And you're gonna add 2 more rails here. Alright, I'm just gonna have this lead back into here. And so when the hopper minecart comes down from the storage unit or facility, whatever you have, it's gonna go all the way down here, all the way down, loop back around, come all the way back, loop back around again, and then go immediately right back to the storage unit. Then it'll come back, do the same thing over. That way it gets all of this dirt. So if your melons go here, 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 not here, then it'll pick it up. And one thing I do want to mention is that if you have extra materials, you can always add a layer of blocks right here. Sometimes items will glitch through the pistons when they close or when they open or whatnot, like melons and whatnot. And they'll go flying. And so I add this just to prevent that from happening. You can add it here as well, on the sides. If you want to move this further back, you can. I'm pretty sure that might work. I haven't tested it, so don't blame me if it doesn't. Little wall. And there you go. So that's essentially the farm part completed, except you'd have to, you know, till the land. So now you can do the storage unit part. Just take this track and have it lead over wherever. I just like to put it right next to it because that's just, you know, easier for me. And so I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is where I'm gonna place my hoppers. So you can put 2 hoppers down. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. All it'll do is it'll make it where you take twice as many items from the minecart, but like 50% of the time. I don't know why it works on that one, but doesn't work on that one. They're identical. So feel free to do whatever you want. I'm gonna go ahead and just use 2 because that's what I'm used to. And so this is just going to lead into your chests, your storage unit. And so now all you need is a comparator, redstone torch, and redstone dust. And so 1, 2 hoppers. On the second hopper, you're going to have a redstone comparator facing outwards from it into a block, and on the side of that block, facing away from this rail, you're going to have a redstone torch, and then above that, a block to the side, and redstone dust. And then you're going to place a powered rail right here, so that's powered by the redstone dust, and a regular rail. Now this is very important. Make sure that's a regular rail. That sounded really weird. Make sure that is a normal rail, otherwise your minecart will get stuck on it. Sometimes. So just make sure it'll work. Okay, so next thing that you gotta do, just gotta power all of this here. Now we just need to grab some chests and make sure it's not below these 2 hoppers, otherwise the whole thing won't work. So you're gonna have hoppers facing that outwards into chests, like so. And this can go down for as far as you need it to. I'm only gonna go 4 blocks. So, and you can leave this facing outwards, or you can make it facing down, whatever you want, in case, you know, you want to expand it or whatever. And so now you can go ahead and test this thing to make sure it works. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a hopper minecart going down. It should go all the way across and then come back. And then I'm gonna go ahead and drop a piece of stone. And actually, I'll drop more stone than that. A whole stack of stone. And then we're gonna watch it come all the way back. Zoom. Pick up that stone. Plop itself over here. Look at that. It's taking 2 at a time. It's working here, but not there. Wonderful. And stone's going into here. And yeah, everything is nice. It all works. So now I guess the last thing you would do once you've tested everything, put in your crops. Now you can put in equal parts pumpkin to melons, or you can put all melons, all pumpkin, whatever you want. I'm gonna put pumpkin on one side and melons on the other side. So now you've got all of your crops planted, and make sure it's only melons and pumpkin. You can't put wheat, because it won't work. It just won't do anything. It'll just grow and sit there like an abandoned child. Don't do it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of a cheat here. Random tick speed set that to 500, so you can watch these grow. And also demonstrate the farm in its full glory. Already, you can see pumpkins and melons being harvested. And yeah, just keep in mind, if you're going to set this to random tick speed 10,000, it will break. So don't do that. So if you're playing a normal survival world, you should be fine. Don't worry. That probably doesn't make this look very good. Oh well, you can see the melons getting plopped into the storage system, plus stone that I threw in earlier. And alright, this is it. You can extend this out as far as you want. Keep in mind, from here to here, it's 28 blocks in between. If you count the pistons, it's 30 blocks. Each little module, I guess. 15 blocks that way, 15 blocks that way, counting the pistons. So technically, from here, 14. From here, 14, and then same thing over here. And then you can just repeat that over and over. Put it side by side, have a massive row of farms, like I do. I've got 3 farms, because I've tried this tutorial 3 times and have had to record it 3 times because I messed up. Don't worry about it. This is it. I'm rambling. Bye-bye.